And hi everybody, welcome into the Manheim Township High School Week 10, the final week of the regular season, ready to unfold as the undefeated Blue Streaks will take on the 4-5 Black Knights, a game Hempfield must have to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Township, meanwhile, trying to finish their perfect season. Hempfield coming off their best passing performance of the year last week against Penn Manor. Colin Peters fired for 267 yards, 2 scores. And they're going to need the senior QB to step up big tonight.
43, Nick O'Neill.
Nick O'Neill will be on to kick off. Xander, my colleague tonight, Xander Hughes, our producers, Sarah Vanderlaan and Grace Monis. Xander, I should say. What do you expect tonight from this Hempfield Black Knights team?
Back deep for
well, I mean, if they can pull off an upset, great. But I mean, as long as if we stay within a 7-point score, I think it's a good game for Hempfield.
Well, we'll have to see if they can do that. Meanwhile, for Township, they've been dominant on each side of the ball. And we'll see if Hempfield's got anything for them tonight. Ready to go. Should be a beautiful night of action. Hempfield will kick off first. Township back deep to return. One of the 2 kick returners is Anthony Ivy, the guy who's getting some Penn State offers as a sophomore, but it won't go his way. It'll go the way of number 15, Joel Miranda.
Kickoff is received in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
And that's it. That is a touchback.
First on offense. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Manheim Township up first, and their quarterback is Harrison Kirk, a guy who's had an outstanding season to this point. 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, about 1,700 yards thrown. And we'll see if Township can keep that momentum rolling tonight against these Black Knights and this defense, which is missing one new playmaker. Nate Raider, the junior, is out with a lip infection. He went to the emergency room this afternoon, so he's not playing tonight. That's one loss. Expect to see more of Thomas Minnick tonight, as here's the first handoff to Jaden Floyd.
Handoff is to number 44, Jaden Floyd.
Floyd, a
by
senior.
Number 3, Max Hostetter.
And Max Hostetter in on the tackle.
No gain on the run, brings up 2nd down and 10, ball remains at the 20.
2nd and 10 for Township, no gain there on the first play for Hempfield. Good to see that, Xander.
Yes.
We'll have to see now. They've got 2 backs in the backfield flanking Kirk, and they'll turn around and hand it off to number 5, getting the edge, and staying in bounds. Yes, that is Bryce Kasey.
Bryce Kasey.
Bryce Kasey, their other rushing option.
Number 34, Devon Shorter,
who has 43 carries, 329 yards in the season.
Floyd is enough to move
has
those
766
for a Manheim Township first down.
First down for the Blue Streaks.
Brings a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
1st down and 10 from the 33 upcoming. On a beautiful night for football, not too shabby. Perfect for the final game of the regular season. And Hempfield's hoping it's not the final game of their season. Township, we know, has much bigger aspirations beyond tonight. From under center, Kirk looks to throw. He'll fire for Ivy. Wide open down the field. Hammer couldn't keep up, and Anthony Ivy strikes the first dagger for Township.
That's what he's been doing all season. And that's what he's going to continue doing all game.
From number 4, Harry Kirk.
A guy,
number 10, Anthony Ivy.
A guy that's averaging 25 yards per catch, Xander. It's tough to keep up with that, and now I think that's why he's getting offers from Penn State. James Franklin was here a couple weeks ago when they played against Wilson and Nolan Rucci. That's just how big this was, how important it was for Ivy, and he shows why he may be a 5-star recruit in a couple years.
He's just got incredible speed and great off the start.
Yeah, Hammer.
The extra point by number 34, Jackson Wright, splits the herd group, those uprights. It's good.
Hammer, who had a great game last week,
in the first quarter. Township
could not keep up with him there. And Township strikes first on their first passing play. Harrison Kirk now has 17 scores on the year. For Ivy, that is score number 3, only his 3rd touchdown of the season. But he's got over 400 yards receiving now. Pretty impressive. So Xander, I'm not going to sit here and say that was a surprise. We knew Township, they've got a firepower of an offense, but what can Hempfield do to answer now who's got to step up?
Lining up for the kickoff.
I mean, you saw their game last week. It was their best passing game of the year. I mean, if they can get that rolling, that could be the answer here.
Well, I think they'd have to. We'll see. They got a lot of their seniors involved last weekend.
Hempfield is number 8, David Almodovar, and number 11, Basilio Hedin Jimenez.
Jaden Jimenez and David Almodovar, the two juniors who have had such a great season to this point, each have a kick return touchdown. They're hoping that they can take another one back to the house off the kick from Matt O'Gorman. All right, what can Hempfield do to answer? Under a minute in this game, and Township already out to a 7-0 lead. Hempfield has to play like their lives depend on it as far as playoffs go, because in reality, they do. And if they lose, this will be the final time they play high school football for these 17 seniors. As Jimenez takes it on a bounce. Trying to get a hole. He's got a nice block, and he gets it out, tripped up past the 30-yard line.
Kickoff is returned by number 11, Basilio Hedin Jimenez.
So out comes Colin Peters.
Number 26, Tim Geyer.
Guy who's had a great
Hempfield will have their
past
first
couple
offensive
games
drive.
against
They'll
McCaskey.
First and 10.
And against Penn Manor. He's thrown 3 touchdowns to no interceptions over that period. He started the season 1 touchdown, 6 picks. He's really come on, though, when they needed him at the end of the season. Now we'll just see. We hope it's not too little too late for Hempfield's sake. They've got Tanner Hess in the backfield, guy that's been so explosive all season. We'll see if he gets the call here. They'll pitch it to him. Hess trying to cut outside, stay slippery, and get it down
number 5, Tanner Hess,
for a short gain, if none, and there is a flag. Flag down on that play. Hess has 14 touchdowns on the ground this season, 3 through the air when he played some quarterback mid-season, 17 total for the junior. Looks like an illegal shift against the offense is the call.
Illegal motion penalty on Hempfield. That'll back the ball up.
Not the way they want to start there, Xander.
No.
We'll have to see if they can rebound.
That's a 5-yard penalty. They'll have first and 15, ball at the 28-yard line. And it looks like Hempfield will take their first time out of the half.
So Hempfield takes a timeout here. Kind of interesting there. Looks like they want to maybe try and set something up. And that was a point I was going to make to you, Xander, tonight. You know, we know this is a big game, huge game for Hempfield. Probably their toughest opponent of the season. You got to wonder if maybe they'll pull out some of that razzle-dazzle. They might have to. We saw the very first play of the season. It was a trick play. They've tried to fake punt about mid-season. Neither of them worked. But if they can get something tonight, that could catch Township napping.
That might be what they need to do.
Anytime these two schools meet, it's a barn burner. As far as the athletic department goes, well, you don't have to make bones about it. Township and Hempfield, they're rivals. They don't like each other very much. And Hempfield has not beaten Township in the regular season in 6 years, so it's been a while. They need that to change tonight, some way, somehow. And they're starting in a bit of a hole, first and 15.
See if they can work some magic here.
They have David Almodovar split out to the left, Shand in the right. Sean Hammer is going to line up slot to the right. And then Hess and Driggy.
Play resumes first and 15.
Here we go. First down and 15 after the timeout. Peters will go to the air. Trying to find pressure, dancing, and he's going to go down. You can kind of see that coming.
Quarterback by number 82, Ben Mann.
Ben Mann on the sack.
Loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring up.
He was the big man on that play, and he got him down
19
on the first
24-yard
snap or second snap. First without a penalty. At starting offensive line, Ben Marinas at left tackle, Andrew Lewis at left guard, Aiden Power, the junior captain.
Attention, please, with Alexander Valley. Please report to
Jack
the main
Burkhart, the senior right guard, filling in for Sean Kramer. And Will Alexander, the right tackle. Got to do a little bit better job pass protecting there. Peters looked like he had to spin out pretty quickly. They're going to want to give him more time in the pocket. Quick throw out to Almodovar, and he's going nowhere, blown up.
Pass complete for minimal gain. Tackle made by number 51, Tyler Kurtz.
Tyler Kurtz with a just leveling the boom on David Almodovar, setting up third
gain of about 1 on the play. That'll bring up third down and 18. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah. Now we'll see. Hempfield got to try and get something pretty big here. 3rd down and 18. They need the 43. Empty backfield. Now they split Driggy back. Go off action to him. Peters having to run again and fire down the field and out of bounds in the direction of Jackson Shane.
Pass intended for number 18, Jackson Shane, falls incomplete. Nearest on coverage number 14, Matt McCulka.
We know how explosive.
4th down and 18. Ball remains at the 25-yard line.
We know how explosive this offense is for Manheim Township. I think we just saw their defense can play just as explosively. And they were able to back Hempfield up there. First from the penalty, then the sack, and then they couldn't get anything after that. And Ethan Saunders is on a punt. The senior, he's had a respectable year. Gotten better, actually, as the season has gone on. 27 yards for punt, and he lets that one fly. And play and keep away for now. Yes, he'll let it roll down dead. That was Elijah Fonseca down to the 35-yard line.
40-yard punt by number 4, Ethan Saunders.
Saunders, a 40-yard boot there.
Down on the play by number 67, Ben Marines.
Ben Marinas downs the punt there on the play.
Township will head back out on offense. They'll have 1st and 10, balls on their own 35-yard line.
And we'll see Harrison Kirk starting pretty well, 1 for 1 for a long touchdown to Anthony Ivy. Looks like they're going to keep playing aggressively here. Trying to press him at the line. And might have been a bit of a pick play there, and there was a flag coming in.
Pass is complete to number 1, Brett Benjamin. There is a flag on the play.
Brett Benjamin, but there might have been some pushing there between Sean Hammer and the outside receiver I saw. We'll see if that's what the flag was on. Regardless, doesn't look like what Township was hoping for. They're going to have to move back. Manheim Township, as you see, the
pass interference called on Township.
Might have been on Mickey Stokes there, the receiver, who's also had a great season. Township, they've just been ridiculous. The past 2 games, they have
10 yards. That'll give Township 1st and 20. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line.
They've outscored Cedar Crest and McCaskey a combined 133-0 over the past 2 games. That's insane.
That's unheard of.
62-0 against Cedar Crest, who of course beat Hempfield earlier in the year, and then 71-0 last weekend against McCaskey.
Correction, 15-yard penalty. That'll be 1st and 25. Balls at the 20-yard line.
On the season, they've outscored their opponents 421-55. So we'll see. Kirk off play action, looking to take another shot, and making their reception, going up and getting it again is Ivy.
Pass is complete to number 10, Anthony Ivy.
With Almodovar in coverage.
8, David Almodovar.
Almodovar in coverage, and just 3 minutes into the game, Xander. This Township team, they are
16-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 36.
2nd and 9 after that 16-yard gain. Out to Benjamin. And Benjamin ridden out by Shorter.
Pass is complete to number 1, Brett Benjamin.
And Thomas Minnick got over there as well last second.
Tackle made by number 84, Tom Minnick, and number 34, Devon Shorter.
Devon Shorter, one of those guys that had a big game against
LS. Just enough to move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township 1st down.
That's another 1st down for Township.
10, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line.
1st down and 10 from the 46. Kirk, again with 2 backs, turns around, gives it off nonchalantly to Floyd, who is ridden down, and that's Thomas Minnick getting there, snuffing it out
Handoff
perfectly.
Handoff is to number 44, Jaden Floyd.
Thomas Minnick, the guy who's been tagged
by number 84, Tom Minnick.
to replace Nate Rader, has seen a lot more playing time past couple weeks, and he has been outstanding, the sophomore.
Loss of about 1 on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 11, ball just outside the 45-yard line.
He's looked good, and they're going to need him more tonight. Still early on in this 1st quarter. Hempfield trying to back Township up. Loss of 1 on that last play. So trying to keep Floyd contained. Kirk, back to throw, taking a shot over the middle, caught. That's again Floyd, and breaking a tackle. Going down the sideline, and still on his feet. Coughlin can't get him, and Floyd goes all the way. That was 1 broken tackle. That turned into 2, that turned into 3, and it turns into a touchdown.
55-yard connection. From number 4, Harry Kirk, to number 44, Jaden Floyd, rumbling
Kirk to
into
Floyd.
the house end zone.
And I think it might have been Jackson Shan, the senior, who was trying to bring him down and could not do it. And then Floyd tiptoeing the sideline, breaking tackles. Heck of a run there. As Jackson Wright is on to attempt the PAT, we're just past 4 minutes in, and Township is already, well, they're showing why they're the number 3 team in the state. Not just the Owl League, not just the district.
The extra point attempt by number 34,
the entire
Jackson
state
Wright
of Pennsylvania, and they're showing why tonight.
7:48 remaining.
That is
in the first
Jaden
quarter.
Floyd's
Township
10th
extends its
touchdown
lead
of the year.
14
Yes.
to 0.
His 10th touchdown. I believe that's his. No, yeah, well, actually, he has 9 rushing scores, 3 receiving. That's his 4th of the year, so call it his 13th total touchdown. Yeah, 4th receiving, though, for Floyd. Pretty impressive. They've used him a lot this season. That's a senior, one of the graduating seniors that they're going to miss on this Township team going forward, along with the quarterback, Harrison Kirk, who now has tossed 18 scores on the year.
Township Football thanks Her Group Rentals, specializing in commercial and residential real estate rentals, for their support. Call Her Group Rentals at 717-314-6298.
All righty, Xander. Hempfield, they've got to find some way to try and answer here.
Again, that's Her Group Rentals at 717-314-6298.
We saw they gave it to Tanner Hessen once. They tried dropping back to throw the other time. So I think they got to get number 5 involved here a little more.
Matt O'Gorman.
I think they just got to, the offensive line just has to stop letting the pocket collapse.
Back deep for Hempfield, number 11, Basilio Hadin Jimenez.
That's
and
been a
number 8,
problem
David
so far.
Almodovar.
We'll see if they can keep that going. That offensive line anchored by 3 seniors and 2 juniors. Sure, all playing in honor of Sean Kramer, who had that leg injury against McCaskey. Jack Burkhardt coming in his stead. They're all trying to do the best they can. They got to do a little better job protecting Peters. Let's see if they can do it. 14-0, kick us away. And Almodovar lets it bounce. It'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. As soon as that ball
rolled into the end zone, that will be a touchback.
As soon as that ball bounces in the end zone, that has to be a
Hempfield heads
touchback.
back out on offense, first and 10.
It might have actually been better for Almodovar that he didn't try to
to
take it out there. As they'll start at the 20. So Colin Peters, they've let him try and drop back to throw. That was something we heard Coach Zieber say during the week. If they can get like a 60-40 split passing to run and do it both successfully, they at least got a shot. So far, though, they've tried that, but it hasn't worked, and we'll see if that changes on the second drive. Township 2 for 2. Hempfield 0 for 1 right now. Trying to get back in this ball game early on still. Not even midway through the first quarter. Peters dropping to throw. Pressure. Gets it out to Hess, who's got to make some moves happen. And trying to skirt the sideline. Goes out of bounds just past the 25.
Once again, that pocket collapsed immediately.
Yeah, that was tough for him there. He had pressure coming, I believe, from number 29, Dante Wilson. And from there, really had to just try and dump it off as quick as he could.
Gain of about 7.5. That's going to bring up second down in a short 3. Ball just outside the 28-yard line.
Second and call it a short 3. Hempfield trying to get their first down of the night. They send Sam Hess in motion. Got a big formation in, nobody wide to the left. Now they split Hess out that way. Tanner Hess, that is, and Peters. Looking his way, and that no shot. Taken down.
Back of the quarterback by number 5.
Bryce Kasey, as Colin Peters was looking the other way. And that right side of the offensive line just collapsed there, and Peters had no chance. That defensive line for Township.
About 7 on the sack. That'll bring up third down and 9. Ball at the Hempfield 21-yard line.
And that's the last thing the Township needed there, Xander. They were ahead of the 6 there, 2nd and 3. Now they're 3rd and 9, 3rd and long. It's tough to convert these against Township. And looks like Peters just took it up the middle there. They had everyone running the other way. Whatever happened to that play, it didn't work.
Number 9, Colin Peters with a loss of 1 on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Ball's at the 20-yard line.
I was looking the other way, so I didn't even see where the ball went. That might have been a fumble. They just had to get back on. Regardless, it's 4th down and 10, and Saunders has to punt it again. With Fonseca back to return. And Saunders just caught it away. And it will bounce down, stays in bounds all the way down, and Ben Marinos will touch it down again. Wait for it to come to a complete stop at the 46-yard line.
34-yard punt by number 4, Ethan Saunders. Down by number 67, Ben Marines.
Saunders having a good night so far, but that's not exactly what Hempfield wants.
Township will head back out on offense. They'll have 1st and 10, ball on their own 46-yard line.
Saunders only punted, I think, 3 times last week against Penn Manor. Here in the first half of the first quarter, he has now punted twice. And Kirk will start from under center. And he'll turn around, hand it off up the middle. That's Floyd. Brought down by the middle of that line.
44, Jaden Floyd.
Middle linebacker Jack Burkhardt, who's had a great year on the tackle. Along with
Tackle
Connor
made by
Elslager.
number 52, Jack Burkhardt. And number 34, Devon Shorter. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4 from the 48-yard line.
Gain of 6 on that first play. And Kirk pitches back to Floyd. Floyd trying to get some running room around the outside, and Devon Shorter brings him down.
Number 44, Jaden Floyd.
But will it be enough for a first?
Tackle made by number
Yes,
7, Ethan Kaufman. Number 34, Devon Shorter.
Ethan Kaufman in there on the tackle as well. So Xander, this defense, they got to try and find some way to get a stop here.
Gain is enough to move those chains, those benchmark chains, that is, for another Manheim Township 1st down.
Keep this from becoming an avalanche here before we even get to the second quarter.
The Brook Hills Investment midfield stripe. We've got 1st and 10, ball on the Hempfield 44-yard line.
Ball is at the Hempfield 44, Township back in Hempfield territory. This is actually the first play in Hempfield territory they've run tonight. That just goes to show they're 2 long touchdowns on the night as Stokes comes back to it. He dropped it.
Pass intended for number 23, Mickey Stokes, falls incomplete.
Mickey Stokes, one of those
2nd down and 10. Ball remains at the 44-yard line.
One of those 3 wide receivers that have had great seasons, along with Brett Benjamin and Anthony Ivey, but couldn't haul that one in. And going to be 2nd down and 10. So a rare miscue there from the Township offense. With 5:03 to go in the first quarter. 14-0 is the score. Hempfield trying to find some way to get this ball back and stop the bleeding. Got everybody playing pretty uptight as Group couldn't get there, and making the reception is Stokes. Now he's going to try and make people miss, but sure-handed tackle by Sean Hammer.
Number 23, Mickey Stokes. Tackle made by number 19, Sean Hammer.
The sophomore Max Grube was coming with some pressure there on Kirk, but couldn't quite get home.
Gain is enough to move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township 1st down.
Stokes able to make the reception, but Hammer
gain of 11 on the play.
Able to tackle him before he could do too much more, but it is a 1st down. And gets it out again and ridden down.
Pass complete to number 1, Brett Benjamin.
Was Benjamin.
You know, Max getting through there is a good sign.
Yeah.
Tackle made by number 84, Tom Minnick. Number 34, Devon Shorter.
Looks like he did it again that play. He just got the pass off.
Yeah, Max Grube, another one of those sophomores. Really, the 2 sophomores
Gain
we've
of
seen
3 on the play,
with increased playing time have been Grube and Minnick. And now taking a shot, 50-50 ball, Hammer, incomplete for Stokes.
Pass intended for number 23, Mickey Stokes, falls incomplete.
Nice coverage there by Sean Hammer, who got beat on that first touchdown to Ivy. Trying to make up for it with nice coverage there.
That'll be 3rd down and 7. Ball remains at the 30-yard line.
And this, I think, might be the first 3rd down of the night for Township. 3rd and 7 from the 31. Hempfield trying to get one last stand. This may be just outside Jackson Wright's field goal range. His season long is 37. And it would be about 10 yards more than that from here. So they're trying to get a 1st down and keep this drive alive. As Kirk fires over the middle, caught Benjamin and brought down at the 10.
Pass complete over the middle to number 1, Brett Benjamin.
Looks like they just found the soft spot in the zone there, Xander.
Tackle made by number 5, Tanner Hess. Gain is enough to move those benchmark chains for another Township 1st down. We've all entered the Albright Interior red zone, 1st and 10.
Township's got a lot of branding here for each of their spots in the field. They're into the red zone now, quite simply, at the 10. Kirk fires. Benjamin, no, incomplete. Couldn't quite haul it in.
Pass intended for number 1, Brett Benjamin.
Ethan Kaufman was lurking out there.
That'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Ball remains at the 10-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 10. Can Hempfield get a goal line stand here? Something they haven't been able to do too many times this season to this point. But they got to try and find some way to get it here. They got the fullback in the backfield, and then Floyd, the tailback. Floyd gets it up the middle, going nowhere. Brought down.
Hand off to number 44, Jaden Floyd.
Burkhart, Hostetter all in there.
Tackle made by number 34,
on
Devon
the tackle,
Shorter.
Devin Shorter in there as well. You can tell this Township
gain
team,
on
though,
the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Ball remains at the 10-yard line.
They're pretty well in control of everything right now. Head coach Mark Evans has done a great job all season leading these Blue Streaks to a 9-0 record and maybe 10-0 if they can get a win tonight. Trying to complete the perfect season entering the playoffs. In the gun, 3rd and goal. Kirk looks, fires, and it is
touchdown!
Caught.
Blue Streaks. A 10-yard strike from number 4, Harry Kirk, to number 23,
Kirk
Mickey
to
Stokes.
for the touchdown.
That's another touchdown in
that
the
seems
Omaha
so effortless.
zone.
We almost missed it. We could barely see it as Kirk just flipped it in there. He's got his 3rd of the night here in the first quarter and right on to add the PAT. And Mickey Stokes getting involved now. His 5th touchdown of the year. That leads the team, and the PAT by right is good.
The extra point by number 34, Jackson Wright, splits the Herd Group Reynolds uprights, and it's good. 3:22 remaining in the first quarter. Township extends its lead 21-0.
This obviously isn't how Hempfield had it drawn up, Xander, but let's see, can they get something going offensively? I think their first priority right now is just getting a first down. They haven't even had that yet. They've started with 2 3-and-outs and 2 punts by Ethan Saunders. This defense, they're trying the best they can, but it's just looking very tough to keep up with this potent Township offense right now. They got Almodovar and Jimenez back deep to return again. Xander, if Hempfield's going to make a comeback here, who's got to be the guy to spark it?
Township's number 81, Matt
I think
O'Gorman.
Jaden Jimenez is a good shot.
Yeah, he has been
back
there.
deep for Hempfield, number 8,
Speedster all
David
season.
Almodovar, and number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez.
Leads the team in receiving yards and also in receiving touchdowns. He's got 367 yards on 25 catches, 3 scores, including 1 last week against Penn Manor and 1 the week before against McCaskey. Part of this great run that Hempfield had been on entering this game. But so far, they find themselves dug in a deep hole, 21-0, with 3:22 to go in the first. Matt O'Gorman will kick it away. And O'Gorman, a low kick, bobbled, and Jimenez finally picks it up, but now he's got to do some work. Jimenez puts the shoulders down and gets it out to about the 18.
By number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez.
So there's even things like that,
Tackle made by number 41, Keith Clancy.
Even the so-called easy things, like just feeling the kicks, that's been tough tonight for Hempfield so far.
Township's got this
Kickoff
weird way of kicking the ball. It's almost like a knuckleball. It just goes straight at it. It's hard to catch those.
Yes, very tough, and that's it's paying off. They get enough power behind it, and they start 2 yards ahead of where they would have been if it maybe had just gone for a touchback. And let's see. Looks like they got so that's some extra tight ends in the game here on this play. Heck, their entire lineup is a tight end. They got 4 tight ends in the game, I believe, with 5 linemen, and Peters will keep it, and he gets popped.
Quarterback caper by number 9, Colin Peters.
That was crazy. They had Gordy Hoover in there. They had Connor
Met by
Elslogger.
several Township defenders, including
They
number
had
29,
Max Grube
Dante
in there,
Wilson.
and that was just that was a crazy formation, but it wasn't able to pay off.
What were they trying to do there?
Well, they were trying to just beat everyone up front and find a hole.
No gain on the play, they'll bring up second down.
But I think there were just too
ball
many
remains at
bodies.
the
Now they
18-yard
spread
line.
everybody out. Hess is back in the game. Jimenez is in the slot. And coming out late is David Almodovar. They had 10 men on the field. He'll line up next to Jimenez on the right side of the line. Peters looks, fires. Jimenez breaking, slipping, and getting down to about the 24-yard line.
Pass is complete to number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez.
So Jaden Jimenez, trying to get him
Tackle
involved
made
here
by
early
number
on.
43, Sam Emge.
Sam Hemge on the tackle. As we We come down to the final 2 minutes or so of this first quarter. Hempfield trying to get rolling.
They'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
It is 3rd and 5.
23-yard line.
And Hempfield, they have to try and get something here. They got Jackson Shand low to the right. Look at this. They're going to come out in the Wildcat. Peters is going to line up in the slot to the left. So watch out for this play. They got Hessen at quarterback. He's going to take the snap out of the Wildcat. And he will take it up the middle on a draw, but he's not going to go anywhere. So there you go.
Number 5, Tanner Hess.
There you go, Xander. We figured we'd see a little bit of creativity from this offense, but it doesn't work there.
Bryce Kasey.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, and I think they're going to bring the punter out with Saunders again. So they tried to throw a wrinkle in there. They had Peters line slot to the left.
That's going to bring up 4th down and 5.
And Hess in the Wildcat, but
around the 23-yard
didn't pay off. And Saunders will come on to punt after another 3 and out. We talked about if Hempfield was going to have a shot tonight, they were going to have to go punch for punch. So far, well, they haven't landed any punches. 21-0. Township gets the ball back, fielded on the run, and with a good shot to return is Fonseca all the way down and still on his feet. Finally written out by Elslogger down to 21.
Return by number 16, Elijah Fonseca.
You got to wonder if these returns Township's been having, is it worth just going on 4th down?
Well, I mean, obviously, analytically, no, it wouldn't have been, but yeah, I mean, at some point,
return of about 31 yards, that'll give Township.
You got to try and figure out how to get some sort of spark, and even if that's going for it on 4th, deep in your own territory, maybe it's worth going for, but we'll see. That was a net gain of 1 on that punt. They punted from the 23, and Township starts at the 22. So it pays off for Township. Handoff. Floyd with a hole, brought down from behind by
Handoff to number 44, Jaden Floyd.
And we'll have, I think, one
Tackle
more
made
play.
By number 34, Devon Shorter.
One more play before the end of the quarter.
Looks like Mark Evans was a little upset about that play. I don't know what happened.
3-yard gain. That'll be
still a
2nd
gain,
and
though.
7. Ball at the 19-yard line.
This is a team that prides themselves on perfection. Kirk, handoff, Shorter coming around, but can't get there. Jack Burkhardt
handoff
cleans up.
Number 44, Jaden Floyd.
And that will likely
tackle made by number 52, Jack Burkhardt.
Take us to the end of the first quarter. It's been all
Ball's
Township.
Been advanced further in the Albright
Nope,
Interior.
they're going to try and run another play here before this quarter ends. Try to catch Hempfield napping. Does it pay off? No, up the middle.
Handoff to number
gain
44, Jaden Floyd.
For Jaden Floyd.
First down.
That is a first down, and it'll wind the clock to the end of the first quarter.
That'll be another Manheim Township first down.
And Township up 21-0.
And that sound means we're at the end of quarter number 1. Manheim Township leads Hempfield 21-0.
Well, that was about as perfect as it could have gone for Township right there. They didn't allow a first down defensively, and offensively they're 3 for 3 so far, trying to go and make it 4 for 4. So we'll have to see. This is clearly not what Hempfield was hoping for.
Therapy Group is a proud supporter of Township football.
In a game
they provide early intervention and center-based therapy, as well as social skills for children and teens. Helping small hands do big things. Go to jcornachtherapygroup.com to learn more.
So, Xander, I mean, first of all, they got to try and get something going defensively. Who are you looking at on that side of the ball?
You know, if Gordy Hoover can get in there, he's got the most sacks on the team. If he can get in there,
request a consultation and expect personal hands-on service to deal with Medicare.
I haven't seen him too much tonight.
PA Medicare specialist guiding you through the complexities of Medicare.
And then obviously they got to try. Yeah, they got to try and get to Harrison Kirk. He is. They almost got pressure on him one play with Max Grew, but aside from that, he's been relatively untouched. And then offensively, well, they just have to get something going with one of their weapons, be it Peters or Hess, or maybe Jimenez, or maybe somebody else like Jackson Shand or Max Hostetter, or Sam Hess, that trio of senior receivers that have been held quiet most of the season until last week against Penn Manor. They really had a coming out party.
Welcome to the start of the second quarter. Township sets up with first and 10. Ball at the Hempfield 11-yard line.
With Shand nearly going for a touchdown. Hostetter had a touchdown on 5 catches. And Hess also had several receptions. First down and 10 from the 11-yard line. And Kirk, Handoff, delayed handoff to Floyd, who's trying to get to the corner, and he will cut in as Hammer couldn't make the tackle, trying to come in late.
Streaks.
But now Jaden Floyd, his second touchdown of the night.
The out-of-house end zone by number 44, Jaden Floyd.
First on the ground for Floyd, his second of the night, 14th of the season now. And I'll tell you, when you have a backfield that dominant, Kirk and Floyd, good luck stopping it.
Exactly.
It is 27-0 after one play in the second quarter. And Wright will try to add his fourth PAT of the night. He's had to do that a lot this season, and he hasn't missed many of them.
Jackson Wright splits the Herd Group Reynolds uprights, and it's good.
He is now 50 for 53 on point afters. That's pretty insane.
28-0.
And for Floyd, as we've mentioned, leads the team in rushing scores with 10. Alrighty, down 28-0. If Hempfield's got any life left in them, they have to get something going on this drive. And, I mean, Xander, when you're down this big, what can the message be to this Hempfield team right now?
They just got to push through this defense. I mean, if you can get a score and switch some momentum, that might be what they need.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this team, they've played from behind a couple times this season. That game against Manheim Central that you and I were both at, they were down 17-0, brought it back to within 3 at one point. And then, I mean, that might just be what it comes down to. Cedar Crest, they were down, I believe, 20-0 with before the final play of the half. Just things like that.
Back deep for Hempfield's number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez, and number 8, David Almodovar.
And again, maybe it'll be Jimenez and Almodovar, the two juniors who've had great seasons that can maybe spark it. And we'll see if O'Gorman kind of has that funky kicking motion. Let's see if that continues here. This kick will come from the 40-yard line, and Jimenez and Almodovar are both standing at the 5. Waiting to see how it all unfolds. And that time Gorman skies it, and it's taken by Almodovar, trying to get down the sideline, and he does a solid job getting it out past the 30.
By number 8, David Almodovar. Tackle made by number 41, Cade Clancy.
So they'll have their best starting field position of the night, Xander, but can they do anything with it is the question. We'll have to see. I mean, do you like Hempfield? They've shown a willingness to get aggressive, try and throw the ball, and kind of sacrifice the run. Obviously, being down big, they might have to do that more. But do you like that approach right now?
I'd say, I mean, they've got a great weapon in the backfield in Tanner Hess, and they haven't really used him that much to run.
Well, they're going to use him here. Is he going to try and get to the corner, trying to get a block from Sam Hess? He evades Brett Benjamin, but then gets knocked down by the second wave of tacklers for what I believe is going to be a loss on the play.
Tackle made in part by number 1, Brett Benjamin, and number 35, Nate Carpenter.
Nate Carpenter, another one of the seniors, number 35.
Loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring
among those in on the tackle, along with
Benjamin. Ball at the 32-yard line.
2nd and 12 after a loss of 2 on that play. Can the Black Knights get anything going? 28-0 in a hole. Trying to just get something on the board. With 11-11 and counting to go in this half, this first half of action. They split Hess out, empty backfield for Peters, but he'll get it. Coming back to it. Out of the flat. That's something they try to do. They try to get it to it.
Pass complete to number 5.
In the passing game tonight. But
tackle made by number 9, John Engel.
They're using Tanner now, but it hasn't really worked out yet.
Not to this
point.
Gain
of 2. That'll bring up 3rd down
just
and
trying
10.
To find lanes
Ball
to run through.
At the Hempfield 34-yard line.
That's tough to do when you're playing a team like this in Township. Township they really haven't even been in any close games this season, with the exception of week 3 when they played Central Dauphin, another top team in the state. They won that one 10-7. That was a defensive slugfest, but all of their other games have been pretty one-sided. They got a 16-point victory over Wilson and a 21-point victory over Warwick, 2 teams that handled Hempfield commandingly. So that gives you an idea, and Hess slips there on
Screen
the catch.
pass to number 5, Tanner Hess.
Just a little bit of everything going on right now for Xander. Xander for Hempfield.
Loss of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and 13. Ball is at the Hempfield 31-yard line.
Or 0-3, I guess is what you're looking for.
0-3, yes.
It'd be nice if he was 3-0. Ethan Saunders is going to punt for the 4th time tonight to match his jersey number. Not what he was hoping for in this first half. But he has done well so far. And they need him to pull something out here. Low snap from Arenas. He just gets it away, and he's lucky to do that. As it's taken on the hop then, and Minnick came in flying, trying to bring him down, and then Connor Elslugger finished him off.
That almost looked like a face mask there by Hempfield.
Yeah, Thomas Minnick just
by number 10,
tried to get anything he could of the returner there, and nearly took his head off.
Offense will have 1st and 10 ball on their own 45-yard line.
All righty, well, Hempfield, Township started with another short field. They got 55 yards in front of them before a 34-0 game, and maybe 35 if they connect on the PAT. Obviously, Hempfield just trying to get something, some sort of a stop, some sort of anything. It's Kirk. Low snap, fires out right. It is caught. And on the play, that is number 35 being ridden out.
Pass complete to number 35, Nate Carpenter.
Nate Carpenter on a big gain on first down.
Takes the ball over the Brook Hills midfield stripe, and that'll once again move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township first down.
Over the midfield stripe, it is a first down. That's just
gain of 26 on the play. That'll bring a 1st and 10 ball at the Hempfield 29-yard line.
Hempfield is just kind of getting eaten alive right now on defense, and they got to try and find some way to just get some sort of a stop. I think they've only held Township, I think, 2 third downs so far in this game. As the handoff there goes to Floyd.
Pass complete to number 1, Brett Benjamin.
No, actually, it's a completion to Benjamin.
7, Ethan Kaufman. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. Line. 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Here we go. Kirk from under center. Handoff. Floyd, a big hole up the middle, and he levels the boom on Thomas Minnick before getting brought down at the 10.
44, Jaden Floyd. Ball is moved into the Albright and Terry red zone, and that'll once again move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township first down.
Jaden Floyd, big first down.
Gain of 14, 1st and 10 from the Hempfield 11-yard line.
And the ball at the 11-yard line now. As they're remaining in the huddle, and almost, I think, for Township at this point, maybe just start taking some clock off. But they're trying to keep their foot on the gas. With 2 backs in the backfield, they give it up the middle, and that's the touchdown to Kasey.
Blue Streaks. And 11-yard scamper into the out-of-house for end zone by number 5, Bryce Kasey.
Bryce Kasey getting in on the fun tonight. And he's got his first touchdown run of the night, 7th on the season. And Township is pouring it on right now with 7:40 to go in the first half. And here is Wright on to kick it. And it's up and good.
The extra point by number 34, Jackson Wright splits the Her Group Reynolds uprights. It's good.
Now it's 51 for 54.
7:40 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, really.
Extends its lead 35-0.
He's been very, 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 very busy this season. Let's just say that. And when you got an offense like that, how would you not be? Well, this is I know Hempfield. If they were going to come in here and lose, they were hoping to have a bit more of a respectable showing to this point. But they still have some time. See if they can get something going. At least try to draw a little closer. But right now, they just got to focus on getting a first down, something they haven't had through the first 16 minutes and 20 seconds of this game. And even in some of the blowout losses, Hempfield was at least able to move the ball at least a few times. They have not been able to move the ball at all tonight against Township.
Lining up for the kickoff is number 81, Matt O'Gorman.
Matt O'Gorman is in for the kickoff.
Back deep for Hempfield, number 11, Basilio Hadin Jimenez, and number 8, David Almodovar.
Jimenez and Almodovar back deep to return once more. 5 drives, 5 scores for Township. Can't ask for too much more than that. And now Hempfield on their 5th drive. They're just looking for their first down. Let's see if they can get it. With O'Gorman back to kick it. That's a fly. Another grounder that is going to be taken at the 1 by Jimenez, and he's going to have to try and make something happen with it. Trying to back the other way, and good luck doing that against this Township team.
They called that
kickoff
a little early.
Number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez.
It looks like he got, they did call it a little early. It looks like he was still going to get brought down there a couple seconds later, but yeah,
tackle made in part by number 8, Andre Smith.
You know, a little surprised, though. Maybe they just didn't try to take it, let him go back in the end zone, take a touchback there, get it out to the 20. I guess that's just kind of showing Hempfield they're desperate right now to try and make some sort of a play, no matter where it comes from. But there, it cost them a little.
They've still got heart. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they've got heart, no doubt about that. At the 19, that's where this drive starts. And Peters, empty backfield, trying to get something going, flushed out right, running, fires, Shand, sideline, catch. And I believe a first down.
Number 18, Jackson Shand.
First down.
Yeah, move the chains for the first time tonight for Hempfield.
Coverage on the play by number 1, Brett Benjamin.
About 16 and a half minutes, but they finally do get that first
down.
Gain
is enough to move the chains for a Hempfield first down. They'll have 1st and 10, ball on their own 35-yard line.
I think we've documented a lot this season, Xander. Hempfield, their inability to really get Jackson Shand, that big target, involved. Starting to get involved a little bit more, especially with Peters in the game at quarterback, but as now they had Peters again, and Hess in the Wildcat. Peters is out to the right.
Direct snap to number 5, Tanner Hess.
I guess that's the one good thing for Hempfield.
51,
when you've had both a quarterback and a running back that have both played quarterback this season, that helps out the Wildcat game a little bit. But we'll see if they eventually decide, instead of running it, maybe try and move some trickeration and throw it a little bit. 2nd down and 9, gain of 1 on the carry by Hess from the 34-yard line. They bring 5 and an unblocked man, and Peters goes down. Coming from the edge was Tyler Kurtz.
Brought down by number 64, Gareth Hartnett.
And then Gareth Hartnett, the senior, number 64, brought him down for the sack. And there's a player down. I believe it is
injury timeout has been called.
Jack Burkhart, who's down. Yeah, Jack Burkhart down on the play. That's the 2nd time and that he's gone down this season in the middle of the game. We, well, obviously, I think we all kind of hold our breath after the injury that Sean Kramer had against McCaskey. Obviously, we hope it's nothing similar in severity to that. And of course, Burkhart, who had come in for Kramer. Hope that he's okay. As they had gotten to Peters. And they're going to attend, looks like, to one of those legs. You know, the thing that's kind of, you know, one thing to consider, Xander, Burkhart, one of 17 seniors on this team. If they lose tonight, probably their final high school game, and this is obviously not the way you want to go out.
Yeah. Looks like he's getting up. May have just
That's
been
good.
a cramp.
Yeah, good to see. Yeah, we saw Burkhart go down. I think in that, might have been that week 3 game against Central York. He went down but came right back in. We'll see if he can come back. This is going to cause some shifting, though, on that offensive line. Ben Marinas, I was talking to him earlier in the day, an HST TV7 member, and he said they might have to do some shifting around that offensive line if they lost a player because they're already down to their backup right guard. Now they're down to, I guess, their 3rd-string right guard. So we'll see if they shift Marinas over to right guard or if they play Taurus Gilbert there.
Previous
Gilbert
play was a loss of 3 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 12 for Hempfield.
And they will
Ball
line
spotted at the 33-yard line.
They will line number 74, Taurus Gilbert, up at the right guard spot. So he'll come in Burkhart instead. 3rd down and 12. Peters throws, quick screen over the middle. Jimenez. They had a touchdown against McCaskey that way, and he's got the first. On 3rd
Pass
and
is
long.
complete to number 11, Basilio Hadid Jimenez.
And that's just the thing, when you have Jimenez, let him use his speed and joystick his way down through that defense.
Brook Hills investment midfield stripe. That'll be 1st and 10
was that
for
the play?
Ball on the Township
Gonna get Hempfield started.
Well, let's see. They haven't had much success getting started over the first 17 and a half minutes as we come to the midway point of the 2nd quarter. They're in Township territory for the first time tonight at the 49. Hess splitting to the other side, flanking Peters to the left now. And Peters looks, evades the sack, but can't evade the rest of the pressure coming. And it's brought down for a loss.
Quarterback is brought down by number 60, Grayson Coombs. Loss of 3 on the play. That'll bring up
brought him down the play.
13. Ball
We've
at the Hempfield,
seen Colin Peters has been under duress pretty much this entire game so far. And when you're down to your third string right guard, that's obviously not ideal. And we'll have to see if they can get a little bit going here. Peters, handoff, Hess up the middle, not going anywhere.
Handoff to number 5, Tanner Hess. First met by number 29, Dante Wilson.
Dante Wilson, another one of the seniors, many seniors who were honored pregame.
Gain of about 1 yard. That's
this is the final home game of the regular season and final home game of the regular season for Township. So this will be the last time, at least in the regular season, they'll play here. So they were honored on Township's senior night. And under 5 to go now in the half. Hempfield has had a good drive to this point. They converted a 3rd and 12. Can they do a 3rd and 13? They need the 38-yard line. And Peters is brought down hard on the sack.
Sack of the quarterback
is Grayson Coombs.
60, Grayson Coombs.
Getting there again. Man, if you're Hempfield, what do you do about that? I mean, sometimes
9-yard loss on the sack. That'll bring up 4th down and 22.
Sometimes you're just overmatched. And tonight, Hempfield has been overmatched so far by Township. Ethan Saunders has been far, far too busy tonight. 5 drives are going to end in 5 of his punts, barring anything tricky here. That was a better snap that he again just got away, and he actually went down on the play. No flag, though, and the ball goes out of bounds at the 35. So that's the second punt in a row that
25-yard punt by number 4, Ethan Saunders rolls out of bounds.
By Saunders.
Township will head back out on offense. Still have 1st and 10. Ball will be on their own 35-yard line.
That's another thing this team, they've kind of had to transition through long snappers this season. Ben Marinas was the starter, and he's the starter tonight. He started the season, but when he was out with a concussion, they had Caleb Elslager in there, and then when Elslager got hurt, they brought in Evan LeBar. And now, ironically, LeBar is out, but Marinas is back healthy. And you got to start to wonder, as we're down 35-0, you got to start to wonder when maybe Township will take the starters out, or if they will, or if they'll keep pouring it on. Here's Kirk, firing deep, and just over the outstretched arms of Kasey,
for number 5, Bryce Kasey,
who was being covered by Thomas Minnick on the play.
Coverage by number 84, Tom Minnick. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at the Township 35-yard line.
2nd and 10 from the Township 35.
Hempfield's offense gave their defense a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, had got 2 first downs before getting pushed back there with a couple sacks.
Looks like that worked out there on that play.
Yes, started to rejuvenate that defense a little bit. As Kirk, rolling right, fires on the comeback, making the catch, and spinning away from Almodovar is Ivy. And Anthony Ivy crossing field. Eli hitting over there, and Devin Shorter rising down
Pass
at the
complete
35.
To number 10, Anthony Ivy. Heads well past the Brook Hills midfield stripe, and that'll move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township.
Yeah, Ivy
down.
is a little slow to get up.
And he's back down.
Yeah.
That's not good to see.
Gain of 30 on the pass play. That'll bring up 1st and 10. Ball at the Hempfield 35-yard line.
Looks like he gets up and
looks like he's
hops
up.
off to the sideline. Yeah, good to see for Ivy. We've talked about the national attention being focused on him. And not obviously what Township want to see is him get hurt, especially in the final game of the regular season, even though they've got playoffs to come. As here's Floyd. Think about Ivy.
Hands off to number 44, Jaden Floyd.
Ivy is only a sophomore,
84,
which is hard to believe when he's already getting scouted by James Franklin, head coach of the number 6 college team in the country, the Penn State Indy Lions.
29-yard line.
But he's already getting scouted by them, and it's pretty impressive when you're a sophomore. You're already garnering attention such as that. And he showed it on the first passing play of the night when he sped past Sean Hammer for a long streaking touchdown from the Blue Streaks. Kirk fires, just overshoots his man
number 82,
for Ben
Mann falls incomplete.
The tight end.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Ball will remain at the 29-yard line.
And that brings up 3rd down and 4 from the 29. Man who has a touchdown on the season. Maybe could have had his second there. It looked like he was trying to scamper away from Ethan Kaufman, but Harrison Kirk just couldn't quite hit him. 2:21 to go in the half. Township trying to keep it in 4th gear right now. As Floyd on the pitch breaks out of the tackle.
Toss play to number 44, Jaden
that
Floyd.
Was Draghi, and then cuts it back for a minimal gain, but it's going to force 4th down. First
tackle
4th down of the night.
By number 34, Devon Shorter, and number 57, Joe Iandolo.
And they're going to keep the offense out there.
The play, they'll bring up 4th down and 4.
So
Ball
for the
remains
first
at the
time
Hempfield
tonight,
29-yard line.
For the first time tonight, Xander, the Black Knights have forced a 4th down situation for Township, one they will go for on 4th and 4 from the 29, just outside of Jackson Wright's range. As long as we mentioned earlier, is 37, so let's see. They need the 25-yard line here for a first. If not, Hempfield gets a turnover on downs. Kirk gonna keep it himself, and he's gonna get past, and now he's gonna cut his way inside and get ridden down all the way to the 10 by Ethan
Quarterback keeper by number 4, Harry Kirk, is enough to move those benchmark chains for another Manheim Township first down.
Township clearly had the horses in the back there as Kirk. They hadn't let him run all night, but when they needed him the most on 4th and 4,
gain of 19
they kept him away.
Bring up first
and number 4
at the 10-yard
makes
line.
the play. Gain of 19 on 4th down and 4. Sets up 1st down and goal from the 10.
What I've noticed about Hempfield is they've been doing a great job at getting to the players with the ball. It's just Township is able to break every single tackle Hempfield throws at them.
Township milking some clock now. Down inside a minute to play in this first half. Kirk, little bit of confusion there as he was going to hand off to Kasey, but I think there was some miscommunication.
Number 4, Harry Kirk,
on the
quarterback keeper. Timeout has been called by Township. That's
Township
their first.
Takes their first timeout.
They'll have 2 remaining here in the half.
2 to go in the half for them. 2 for both sides now. And obviously Hempfield trying to get any sort of a stand here. They were unable to get the stop on 4th, but let's see if they can get a goal line stand. 2nd down and 12 upcoming. Or 2nd down and goal from the 12. They lost 2 in the first play. Kirk, who has 2 touchdowns through the air tonight. And then they've added 3 scores on the ground, I believe. Honestly, I've kind of lost count. That's just how the night's been for Township. They've put it in, no matter who it's been, whether it be Bryce Kasey, Jaden Floyd, or Harrison Kirk.
How about a hand for our Manheim Township cheerleaders?
And the cheerleaders for Township getting some well-deserved recognition here.
Play will resume 2nd and goal from about the 13-yard line.
2nd and goal from about the 12 or 13.
Anthony Ivy back in the game.
Ivy back in the game, but they fired to Benjamin. Can he get to the corner? No, he cannot. He's just knocked out.
Pass is complete to number 1, Brett Benjamin.
Brett Benjamin on the reception.
Tackle made by number 7, Ethan Kaufman. That's going to bring up 3rd down and goal.
Ethan Kaufman on the tackle.
Ball around the 2-yard line.
Township keeps the clock running inside 30. They sneak it with Kirk. Does he get there? No, he did not. He's short.
Quarterback sneak by number 4, Harry Kirk, gains about a yard.
Kirk has 7 touchdowns on the season on similar plays. Similar to that, 7 on the ground.
2nd time out of the half.
And he almost had number 8 there, but Hempfield stops him short. Ball at the 1. It's going to set up 4th and goal from the 1 now. Township takes their 2nd timeout. 24 seconds to go in this first half. And Township trying to take some more momentum into the locker room. If there's anything, I guess, positive for Hempfield at this point, is that they do get the ball to start half number 2. as they kicked off to start this first half. Although I'm not sure at this point if that's going to be the main talking point for Hempfield when they go in the locker room down at least 35-0 and maybe more if Township can punch it in from the 1. I don't think they're going to bring Jackson Wright out here. 4th and goal from the 1.
Play will resume. 4th down and goal. Ball just outside the goal line.
Ball is just outside. They just need a little bit. Will they sneak it again? They've got 2 receivers, and Kirk keeps, and he cuts in. Touchdown.
Blue Streaks. A 1-yard quarterback sneak into the out-of-house end zone by number 4, Harry Kirk.
All righty, so Harrison Kirk, his 4th total score of the night here in this first half. 3 through the air, 1 on the ground now, and it's 41-0, about to be maybe 42 if Wright can make the PAT with 21 seconds to play. And clearly, this Township student section, they're getting hyped up.
The extra point by number 34, Jackson Wright, splits the herd group from the uprights, and it's good.
52 for 55 on the year.
Township extends its lead 42-0.
So Xander,
Coming up at halftime, be sure to stick around for a performance by the Hempfield Marching Band.
Barring a last-second score, I got to do some quick math in my head. But
TD Mills is a loyal sponsor and key partner to MT Football, supplying players and coaches
Hempfield doesn't get a score here these final 20 seconds, Manheim Township will have outscored their opponents 175-0 over the past 5 halves of football. That's insane.
TD Mills, we're promoting your
that
business
is insane.
Is our business.
And they've got a chance to do just that here if they can hold Hempfield for 21 more seconds. And you got to wonder if, it is senior night, so maybe they'll keep the starters in a little bit longer, but Township, they've got some bigger aspirations even beyond tonight.
Running in for the kickoff for Township is number 34, Jackson Wright.
So we'll see as that goes on. But for now, Township trying to take a 42-0 advantage into the locker room. Jimenez and Almodovar back deep to return. And Almodovar and Jimenez each have a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown this season. That's probably the only way Hempfield's getting on the board before halftime. We'll see if Wright, this is going to be Wright's, I believe his first kick of the night. They've had O'Gorman in during the kickoffs most of the night. Here's Wright, though. He'll let it fly. No, going to be a squib kick, actually. And it's going to be taken by Hess. So Hess not a bad guy to get the ball in the hands of if you have to in that situation. They had him up ahead of Almodovar and Jimenez. But minimal gain and...
Tackle made on the short kickoff return by number 12, John Baroy.
John Baroy on the tackle, one of the seniors again, number 12.
Hempfield will head back out on offense. They'll have 1st and 10. Ball is on their own 32-yard line.
Hempfield, 2 timeouts from the 32. Do you try to get something going here before the half with 17 seconds left, or do you just take it into the locker room?
In my opinion, I'd take it in the locker room, but it looks like they're going to line up.
Well, let's see. They got to line up and at least run one play, and it will be a handoff up the middle to Draghi, who gets popped. You could hear it from up here. And I think that is how the half is going to end. Well, for Township, they did everything they had to.
Tackle made on the play there by number 33, Josh Emge.
6 drives, 6 touchdowns. Township leads at the half, 42-0. And we'll see if Hempfield can get anything going in half number 2. But until then, for my colleague Xander Hughes and our producers Sarah Vanderlaan and Grace Monas, I'm Kasey Kreider. And you've been watching Hempfield Black Knights football on HSD TV 7. We'll be back for half number 2.
Looks like a flag was thrown on the play
never mind.
To the end of the first half.
Hold on a sec, we were just about to sign off and I believe there was a flag down, so we might get an extension here to this half. Well, we've seen a little bit of everything else in this half, so maybe we'll see an untimed down. Officials taking a long time to discuss this one over, and both teams stand on the field, so the assumption is it is against Township, which means that Hempfield will have at least one on-time down. Now, will they do anything with it is the question, but looks like there'll be one more play here before this half comes to an end. Or actually, no, they did not take a timeout, I don't believe. Yeah, the clock ran all the way down, so there was a flag, but we're still waiting word on what exactly that flag was, and we're going to look here. I think. The Township right now, they're just thinking, let us go to the locker room, please. And maybe Hempfield's thinking the same thing. But, all right, let's see what the call is. It's going to be, looks like,
unsportsmanlike conduct on Manheim Township. It looks like we'll have one untimed down.
All right, so an unsportsmanlike conduct play or penalty on Township.
Advanced
that's maybe the only thing they've done wrong this half.
To the 49-yard line of Hempfield. They'll
that's going to move the ball to the 49. And
again, this will be an untimed down.
Well, we saw one touchdown in the last play of the half earlier this season against Cedar Crest. Will they try it again? No, not yet. They'll give it to Hess. He's going to throw. Hess for the other Hess. Sam Hess out of his play, but there's another flag.
Pass intended for number 13. Sam Hess falls incomplete, but we've got another flag on the play.
You just had a feeling they were going to bring that razzle-dazzle out at some point when you've got two guys who can throw it. But let's see. Well, it's pass interference on somebody.
It may be on the offense here.
I believe you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a push-off pass interference on the offense. And that, I believe, will end the half. So
looks like the penalty was on Hempfield, so that's going to be the end of the first half.
They try to get a little tricky there, but that's how the half ends.
We head into the locker room. Manheim Township leads 42-0. Stick around,
42-0 is the score at the half. And now we will sign off until the second half. For Sarah Vanderlaan and Grace Monis and Xander Hughes, I'm Kasey Kreider. We'll see you in just a little bit. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Manheim Township High School and the Manheim Township Stadium.
Welcome to the start of the second half.
We're ready to start half number 2 here. 42-0 is the score. Township has just been dominant so far over Hempfield. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns. Hempfield, I believe, only has 2 or 3 first downs in this game.
We'll start the second half with Manheim Township kicking off.
But Hempfield will get the ball
deep for
to
Hempfield
start.
Is number 8, David Almodovar, and number 11,
David Almodovar and Jaden Jimenez. And Xander, I'll bring you in once again. I mean, obviously for Hempfield, it's tough in this situation. You know the game is probably lost. Any shot at the playoffs relies on a lot of outside help at this point. But what is the message, I think, for these final 24 minutes?
I think it's most of these seniors' last games. I feel like if they keep playing with heart and they have fun, at this point, that's all that matters.
The kickoff will be number 81.
And it's tough to have fun for sure, but you know, especially when the scoreboard is as it is. But you know, if they can get a drive together, get something on the board, that'll be, you know, something to be proud of. And this game not indicative of the careers that a lot of these seniors have had at the high school level. 17 of them in total, I believe 14 of which are healthy and playing tonight. And we'll have to see. Hempfield will get the ball to receive. And as this is now more than a 35-point game, we go into a mercy rule of sorts where the clock will continue to wind even on incompletions and things of that sort. Short kick, and it's fumbled. And I think Township may have it.
It looks like they got it.
Looks like Township has recovered the kickoff.
Oh.
That is not what Hempfield needed to start this half.
Devin Shorter can't believe it. He ran up deep to try and, or he ran up to try and field what kind of was almost
like Shorter's down.
It almost looks, it's almost like an onside kick of sorts. And
injury timeout has
Shorter
been called.
is down. Gosh, that is awful as the half could have started. Shorter missed missed a few games with an ankle injury that he suffered against Central New York in week 3. Came back, had an amazing game against LS with a strip sack and a block punt and a block kick en route to that dramatic victory, but now he's down and we'll see if he's okay. So before Hempfield gets a shot on offense, they'll tend to Shorter. Actually, no, before Township gets a shot on offense. That was about as disastrous as that could have gone for the Black Knights. Shorter is one of the juniors, and that's something I'm going to talk about a little more in this half. some of these juniors. So they got a lot of great juniors on this team that'll be back next year as seniors. And Shorter is one of them. But we'll see if they put him back in tonight. And for Township, it looks like
play will resume with Township out on offense. They'll have
like they have
first
Evan
and
Clark
10
out
ball
there.
at the Hempfield 39-yard line.
so. After a great first half in which Harrison Kirk had 4 total touchdowns, his night is over. They put Evan Clark in the game, the backup QB, and they hand it off to the up-back for a minimal gain.
Handoff is to number 27, Zach Gerard.
That's to Zach Gerard.
Tackled made by number 77, Aiden Power.
Clark has only thrown 8 passes this season. He's completed 6 of them for 44 yards and a score.
Gain of about a yard. That'll bring up second down. It's called about a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Ball at the 37-yard line. What Clark has really done is he's done a lot rushing the ball. He's got 16 carries for 231 yards and 3 scores in similar situations like this, where Township has been up big late, and they've relied on their backups in the second half as Clark turns around, takes it again. He may have number 4. Can he break through? Kaufman rides him down, and he lost the ball. Was he called down? It's Thomas Minnick on the fumble recovery.
Number 3, Evan Clark on the quarterback keeper.
And Hempfield has the ball.
Was recovered by number 84, Tom Minnick of Hempfield.
To start the second half,
Hempfield will head out of the field on offense. They'll have 1st and 10.
After 6 drives resulted in 6 touchdowns, the first drive of the second half with the backups in for Township results in a turnover and a fumble recovered by Thomas Minnick. Couldn't quite tell who stripped it. It might have been Ethan Kaufman or either David Almodovar. They were both down there chasing. But nice job by Minnick to recover, and Hempfield gets the ball now, as we expected they would to start the second half.
1st and 10 for Hempfield, ball at the 12-yard line.
Ball at the 12, Colin Peters still in at quarterback, and they got all those starters still in. Of course, for Hempfield, this may be the final game, as that was maybe a backwards pass. No, it's incomplete. Peters just threw it out there to Hess, and Hess couldn't haul it in. If that had been a backward pass, that would have been
incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And
ball
Township may have been
12.
able to jump on that, but it is called an incomplete pass. So it's been a bit of a sloppy start here for both sides to the second half. But obviously, Township can afford it a lot more than Hempfield can. Peters fires, nearly intercepted, and Evan Clark.
Number 3, Evan Clark.
Evan Clark, the quarterback who also plays at strong safety, nearly made up for his mistake.
10. Ball remains at the Hempfield.
If he had held that one in with one hand, he would have waltzed into the end zone. But instead, it just went past his right arm. Colin Peters, very lucky. Hadn't thrown an interception since returning as a starter against McCaskey. He nearly had a pick 6 there, his 2nd of the season. It was what it would have been, but thankfully for Hempfield, that it was not. All right, try it again. Peters rolling, and he may get brought down, and he will. After rolling out to the left, brought down inside the 5.
This Township team has so much depth.
Quarterback is brought down in part by number 64, Gareth Hartnett, and number 28, Aaron Paul.
And that'll bring up 4th down and a punt from deep.
7-yard loss on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and 17. Ball is on Hempfield's own 5-yard line.
Saunders is going to have to get this one out of his end zone. He's going to be standing at the back line. And he's almost had a couple punts blocked tonight. This would not be the time to have one. Can he get it out of there? It may have been deflected. He gets, not sure if there was a hand on it. He just was able to sky it, get it out of there, and it rolls out about the 26. So good work by Saunders just to get that thing out of there before
punt of 20
Township
yards by number 4,
it.
Ethan Saunders, rolls out of bounds. Township will head back out on offense. They'll have 1st and 10 from the Hempfield 25-yard line.
Township back out on offense. With 8:39 to go in quarter number 3. Ball at 25, and Evan Clark, after having that fumble on the last drive, will try and make up for it here. In the backfield, they've got number 8, and that is Andre Smith, another senior, backup running back who they hope will have an impact. Smith hasn't seen a lot of action this season.
Number 3, Evan Clark on the
didn't see any there as Clark kept it.
Tackle made in tandem by number 3, Max Hostetter, and number 77, Aiden Power.
Max Hostetter
Gain of about 4,
and
second
Aiden Power
and 6.
both brought him
Ball
down.
at the 21-yard line.
Ball is at the 21. So we'll see. Township trying to, as I said, make up for that lone mistake they've had all night, which is that fumble on the opening drive of the half. Smith will take it from under center. Yeah, and he'll turn around and hand it off to Smith.
Handoff is to number 8, Andre Smith.
And not getting too much on the play.
First met by number 3, Max Hostetter.
Max Hostetter again. Another one of those seniors we've talked about this season. Hostetter, a guy who
gain of about 2 yards.
Had a large part of his first few seasons for Hempfield.
The Hurt Group Reynolds red zone and at the 19-yard line.
Cut short by injury, but he's only missed one game this season. That was with MRSA. Other than that, he's been healthy all year, and that's been good to see. He had his lone touchdown so far of the season last week against Penn Manor. Clark keeps up the middle. Big hole, and Evan Clark will get there for the 4th rushing score of the year.
Blue Streaks. A 19-yard quarterback keeper into the out-of-house end zone by number 3, Evan Clark.
Tell you what, for Township, that's good to see because Evan Clark will likely be the guy to take over for Harrison Kirk after he graduates, and Clark, the junior, just cuts it up the middle, uses that rushing ability that he has, his 4th rushing score of the season. Jackson Wright is on to attempt his 6th PAT of the night, or 7th PAT of the night. He's made his first 6. He's made his first 7.
The extra point by number 34, Jackson Wright, splits the Albright interior uprights. It's good.
And
6:59 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Township extends its lead 49-0.
On their way to a perfect regular season, 10-0, and head into the playoffs.
For over 25 years, Manheim Township Ed Foundation has given out more than $1 million to fund almost 500 grant programs in all of Township schools.
Obviously, in this
On
game
November
last
22nd,
year,
consider supporting the Manheim Township Educational Foundation during the extraordinary give at www.extragive.org.
This game last year, Township beat Hempfield at Hempfield. It was a 48-13 game. Tonight, the score a little more overwhelming so far, 49-0 here in Township, and that team getting hyped up. They've just been so dominant all season. Really only had one game where they faltered. That was against Central Dolphins. Still were able to pull out the victory. These past couple weeks, they have just poured it on. And against some really good teams, too. I mean, you think about Wilson, Warwick, 2 teams they handled pretty convincingly.
Number 11, Basilio.
And then Cedar Crest and McCaskey were able to shut them down
Basilio
completely.
Jimenez, and number 8, David Almodovar. Lining up for the kickoff is number 34, Jackson Wright.
So, Xander, I think this is this is what the number 3 team in the state of Pennsylvania looks like right here. And we're seeing it firsthand. Almodovar and Jimenez back deep to return. 49-0. Inside 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. And Jimenez will take it from the 3. And run it up the gut. And before being brought down to about the 20.
Tackle made on the play in tandem by number 3, Evan Clark, and number 15, Joel Miranda.
Evan Clark in on the tackle. And you know, for Hempfield, if this was a normal game...
Return of about 19 yards, that will give Hempfield 1st and 10.
If this was a normal game, they might consider taking out some of their starters. But considering the fact that this will probably be the final time that a lot of these players will play high school football, I think we're going to see Colin Peters and all those guys, Shand, Hess, probably stay in. Well, or will we? Right as I say that, they bring out Cameron Harbaugh. And Harbaugh is in the game now at quarterback. And he hands it off to Hess, who breaks the tackle, and Tanner Hess showing that explosiveness that he's shown all season. Hess. He's been bottled up tonight, but he makes a nice play there to move the chains.
Tackle made on the play by number 6, Isaiah Jones.
Aside from Peters, who I'm trying to pick out on the sideline, everybody else, all the other starters have stayed in.
16-yard gain on the run. That's enough to give Hempfield a 1st and 10. Ball on their own 37-yard line.
And you can't help but wonder, with all the hits that Peters has taken, he's missed some games due to injury this season. Had a concussion that he suffered against Warwick, and then a back injury that he suffered against Manheim Central before that. You wonder if maybe that's an issue there as Harbaugh throws. Pass is caught.
Pass is complete to number 18, Jackson Shand.
And of course, Harbaugh, this
Down
is a bit
by
of a look.
number 6, Isaiah Jones.
Bit of a look into the future for this Hempfield team as well. Harbaugh will be a junior next year, and he will likely be the starting quarterback for the Hempfield Black Knights in 2020. So this is a bit of a look into the future for that team. Of course, they also have Tanner Hess. They'll have him back. They'll have Anthony Driggy back. They'll have Jimenez, Almodovar. And then, up front, especially on defense, they'll have Gordy Hoover. They'll have Devin Shorter. Guys like Thomas Minnick and Max Grube stepping up. This team has a good core in place, even after these seniors this year graduate.
5, Tanner Hess.
We didn't even mention the lone junior captain on this year's squad, Aiden Power.
Jonathan Hurst,
I mean,
number 28,
this team, they've got a
Paul.
good core in place for the future. We'll just have to see. And I think that's something that's that Hempfield can take with a lot of optimism going forward, knowing that they've got a lot of great players that'll be back next year. But obviously, tonight has not gone as
on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 43-yard line.
First time we've seen Harbaugh on the road this season. He came in the game against Warwick, started against Wilson, and he nearly threw what probably would have been a pick 6 there from Jonathan
Cover
Horst.
John, the incomplete pass by number 17, Jonathan Hurst. That's going to bring up 4th down and 4. Ball will remain at the Hempfield 43-yard line.
Ball at the 43, and I think they're going to go for it here. We'll keep Harbaugh out there. They need the 47. As I said, first time we've seen Harbaugh on the road this season. He came in against Warwick, started the homecoming game against Wilson, but with Peters playing as well as he has, and then also still some playing time against McCaskey. But with Hempfield, with Peters having the success that he had, Harbaugh had been on the bench past couple weeks until tonight. And he'll quick kick it. We saw that last week. Peters did that against Penn Manor on their final drive, and right there, Jackson Shan runs up and takes it. So little
that was a quick kick by number 14,
little
Cameron
trickeration
Harbaugh.
by Cam Harbaugh. 2 weeks in a row we've seen that now, and in that situation, they're going to try and pin Township deep and let their defense see if they can do something here. 49-0 is the score, with 3:30 to go in quarter number 3.
The punt went for about 40 yards down by Hempfield. Township will head back out on offense. They will have 1st and 10. Ball was on their own 17-yard line.
And by the way, I got I believe a jersey number change to let you in on. Max Grube has shifted some jersey numbers this season. I think he's got another one. I believe he's wearing number 63 right now. He was 44 in the first half. They've needed him to kind of sub in on the offensive line. That's why they haven't changed numbers. Andre Smith. And there doesn't
Tackle
look
made
like
by numbers 27, Anthony Drove.
I don't believe we've seen Jack Burkhart since he went out with that injury, so I believe that's why they had him.
Loss of 2 on the play will bring up 2nd and 12.
So that
ball at the 15-yard line.
Numeric-wise, he's eligible to play offensive line if they need him. So he's, I believe, wearing number 63. The rest of the starters are still in there on the defense. From pretty deep in their own territory, loss of 2 on that opening play, and Clark looked like he lost the ball. It was a low snap that I think he just picked up.
And recovered by number 3, Evan Clark.
And then tried to burrow forward for a few.
In on the tackle, number 3, Max Hofstetter.
And Hofstetter again on the tackle. Going to bring up 3rd down, and I believe 12 once again.
Looks to be minimal gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12. Ball is just inside the 15-yard line.
So, as you said, and another thing too, some of the sophomores, that's something else I want to mention before this night ends. Hempfield's junior high freshman football team has been outstanding this year. They're 6-0, and they've got a chance to finish off an undefeated season Wednesday against Manheim Central.
Number 3, Evan Clark on the quarterback
takes it up the middle for very short gain. But the reason I bring that up, Xander, is we know that Hempfield, they can develop players coming up through the pipeline. Just look at guys like Max Grube, guys like Cameron Harbaugh, who led the Black Knights to a 6-1 record last year on the junior high team. And then guys like Thomas Minnick in there as well, another sophomore that came up through that.
Gain of about 4 yards. That's going to bring up
the job that head coach Matt Wagaman is doing developing these guys. It's clear based off how some of these guys have played and come in and how great their junior high team has been the past couple of years. That's another thing that I think can provide some optimism for Hempfield going forward, even if it doesn't impact them tonight, as fair caught by Jaden Jimenez inside the 48.
Punt of about 28 yards by number 34, Jackson Wright. There's a late flag on the play.
Late flag comes in. 1:05 to go in quarter number 3. and see what the call is. It was a very late flag that came in after the play, so you wonder if this was maybe either some unnecessary roughness or some sort of a personal foul call. For now, the ball's at the 47.
Maybe roughing the kicker.
That could be. Let's see. They're going over to Township's side, and they're going to talk with head coach Evans. And we'll see what the penalty exactly is. Looks like, take a look and see what the call exactly was there. It's on Hempfield.
So they still don't know what the call is.
I'm not sure if the refs know.
Looks to be a penalty on Hempfield.
It does look like a penalty on Hempfield. The question is, was it after the play? Was it during the play? This is a bit of a interesting scenario here. Township saying if it's a penalty on them, we're going to take it and push them back. But let's see what they call. Might have been an ineligible. Well, I'm not sure. Let's see where they put the ball first. Maybe too many men on the field is the only thing I can think of. 12 men, I believe, is what I thought the signal was. Either way, it pushes the ball back to the 39. It's a 15-yard penalty. And I believe that that might have been the call. Regardless, I believe Hempfield will retain possession. Well, or will they? We're maybe just as confused as you are right now, but it looks like, yes, Hempfield will retain the ball offensively. And after that slight delay,
looks like everything's been sorted out. Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line of Hempfield. They'll have it 1st and 10.
I believe it was an illegal substitution.
That could be as well. Either way, Hempfield retains possession. They just got a little bit further back now at their own 39-yard line. Harbaugh, handoff, Driggy. And Driggy, nice run up the middle before getting
handoff
down
to
from
number
behind
27, Anthony Drogue.
By Shamir Alberto.
Tackle made by number 32, Shamir Alberto.
And we'll likely see one more play.
Gain of about 12 on the play. That's going to give Hempfield a 1st down and 10. Balls on their own 49-yard line.
And looks like there's a bit of a change along the offensive line, as number 63, who we believe to be Max Grube, is in at left tackle in place of Ben Marina. So keep an eye on that. Here's a fake to Almodovar, and Harbaugh taking it up the middle for
number
1st down.
14, Cameron Harbaugh, the quarterback keeper.
And that'll take us to the end of quarter number 3.
Tackle made by number 47, Luke Kelly, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter.
49-0 is the score. Township able to tack on 7 more there. And for likely the final time this season, Sweet Caroline starts playing. Well, it was. Then the PA announcer had an idea of their own, but regardless, for those who can hear it, Sweet Caroline is playing in Hempfield. That's been a tradition. In between the 3rd and 4th quarter, they've done it every game. And got to give a shout out to the marching band. They've traveled with this team throughout all of their 10 games, and they're the Warriors off the field. The practices after school and all that goes into that as well is worth mentioning. But for Township, they're going to party tonight as well, as they will celebrate a 10-0 perfect season. The Black Knights will fall to 4-6. And we will start this 4th quarter with the ball in Township territory at the 39. Best field position Hempfield's had all night is right here. Alrighty. 12 minutes left in the regular season for Township, and likely, barring a few miracles, 12 minutes left in the season period for the Hempfield Black Knights.
Play resumes with the start of the fourth quarter. Last play was a first down run.
In the backfield.
Hempfield will set it with 1st and 10 from the Township 39-yard line.
Ball is at the Township 39. Harbaugh gonna take a shot from Adovar in a foot race, incomplete. And going down
for number 8, David Almo.
Maybe trying to draw a pass interference call was Jonathan Horst, number 17.
2nd and 10, ball remains at the 39-yard line.
No flag. Clock keeps running as we're down in the fourth
quarter.
On
behalf of the Manheim Township School District, we'd like to thank all fans in attendance tonight who participated in our night of giving. Your great generosity allows us to provide meals to the needy members of our community.
So we'll try it again. Going to be, I believe, 2nd down and 10 from the 39. Ball again with Driggy. They send Adam Acker in motion. They got some of the backups in now at wide receiver, and Driggy got pushed back on the first contact and then went nowhere.
Handoff is to number 27, Anthony Drogue.
Lost on the play there on 2nd down.
Tackle made in tandem by number 8, Andre Smith, and number 41, Cade Clancy.
Andre Smith and Cade Clancy in there on the tackle.
Loss of about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 12. Ball is at the 41-yard line.
3rd and 12. And ball at the 41. So we don't see Colin Peters out there. We don't see Ben Marinas out there. We don't see the starting wide receivers, but it looks like they got a lot of the O-line still intact. And Jimenez still in the game. He comes across. Harbaugh is looking his way. Now throws for Acker, incomplete. Evan Clark, the quarterback, on the other side in motion, or in coverage.
Pass intended for number 6, Adam Acker, falls incomplete.
And
coverage on the play by number 3, Evan Clark.
Regardless of the score.
4th down and 12. Ball remains at the Township 41-yard line.
Regardless of the score, you'd think this is a situation where it's just, in high school, it's too short to punt it and too long to kick a field goal, so they'll keep the offense out there on 4th and 12 from the 41. They're at the 41, they need the 29. Eli Hinton is out left. Acker in the slot. Harbaugh looking right though, and he overfires his target by a mile. As
pass falls incomplete. Nearest play was number 7, Dan Engel. That'll be a turnover on down. Township will head back out on offense. They'll have coverage, but Harbaugh 41-yard line.
Well, we found out Harbaugh has an arm. He used a little bit too much of it there.
Other than that, that drive looks pretty good for those sophomores and juniors.
Good start. Hempfield trying to put something on the board here to avoid getting shut out in their final game of the regular season. But for now, Township has the ball. And you know, sometimes there's that conversation about, you know, running up the score and all that. But for Township, you got to consider that their backups are pretty darn good. And that's something, you know, the score may look overwhelming, but when you have good 1st and 2nd stringers, they're down to their 3rd string quarterback now, as Isaiah Jones comes in the game.
Handoff to number 26, Tim Geyer.
Tim Geyer on the handoff.
Tackle made by number 77, Aiden Power.
Aiden Power in on the tackle.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12.
That's the thing for Township. I mean, you would look at the score and you say they're running up the score each and every game, but when you have backups and 3rd stringers as good as they are, what are you going to do? It's 49-0 for now. Township trying to maybe put up a 50-burger. From under center, Jones will take it. And he will keep it himself. And Isaiah Jones, nice carry
number 6,
out to
Isaiah
the 48.
Jones, the quarterback keeper. Tackle made on the play by number 7, Ethan Kaufman.
Ethan Kaufman, one of those seniors, in on the tackle.
Gain of 10 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Ball is at the Township 49-yard line.
We've not seen very much of Jones this season, but he does have one long touchdown this season on the ground. Hasn't done anything in the air to this point. We'll see if that changes here. Inside 8 minutes to play. as it's a carry.
Hand off to number 32, Shamir Alberto.
And Township's just trying to ride out these final 7.5 minutes before their season
Minimal gain on the play. That's going to
an end in the regular season at least. And obviously for Hempfield,
just behind the Brook Hills midfield stripe.
as we said, barring a couple games that now will have to fall their way, they become spectators at this point. One of them was the Red Lion Dallastown game. Red Lion came in number 9, Hempfield was number 8. 8 teams go to the playoffs, but obviously if Hempfield loses tonight, they'll fall down those rankings unless basically everyone directly below them also loses. 4th down, by the way, so on a punt. First punt we've seen tonight, and it's a low snap. Oh, Gorman gets it away, flag down. It's fielded by Hinton, and Hinton gets it out to the 27, but
25-yard punt by number 81, Matt O'Gorman.
yeah, that was one of the games, the Dallastown Red Line game. If Red Line
Short return by
wins,
number
they're in
21, Eli
regardless.
Hinton.
And that'd be almost kind of funny if Hempfield's season came
Met by
down.
multiple defenders, including number 62,
Dallastown
Michael
beating
O'Hara.
Red Line, considering the fact that Hempfield beat Dallastown to start the season, week number 1.
Hempfield takes over at their own 29-yard line where they'll have 1st and 10.
Ball at the 29, though. And as we said, barring a win by Dallastown and I believe a couple other games that would have to fall their way, this will be it for Hempfield. And they will finish 4-6 on the season. Last year made the playoffs at 5-5. They needed to win tonight to get to that mark. And they're not going to do it. As Hess,
Handoff is number 5, Tanner Hess.
very
There is a
short
flag
gain.
on the play.
Flag on the play. And so we'll take a look at the flag, see what it is.
Penalty is against Hempfield. Looks like
penalty
we have an injury
Is
timeout.
against Hempfield, and there's an injured player down for, I believe, is that Hempfield? Or is that Township? I can't quite tell.
I believe it's Township.
Okay, I couldn't quite tell. He's down on the ground. We'll get a look at the number here in a second if we can. That's not what you want to see, obviously, for Township. Just trying to bleed out these final couple minutes of your regular season. They've got much bigger fish to fry coming forward. But for now, 6:17 to play. It is number 27 who was down. That is the senior Zach Gerard. And he comes to his feet. A little bit of a limp, but he will walk off pretty much on his own power. That's good to see. So we likely won't see more of him tonight, but we'll at least hopefully see him in the future if Township needs him. You know, for Xander, it's been a very up and down season for these Black Knights. Started out so great with that win
Penalty
against
moves the ball back for
Dallastown.
Hempfield to their own 17-yard
Then they
line.
played
They'll
in
have 1st and
Two
about
very
22.
close away games that a lot of people, I think us included, feel like they probably could have or should have won. That Central game that we saw as Harbaugh back to throw, fires out, I believe, for Almodovar. But it was that Manheim Central game that they lost by 10.
Pass complete to number 8,
And then that
David
Central York
Almodovar.
game they lost by 2.
Tackle made by number 6, Isaiah Jones.
And then from there, I mean, their season, it kind of went downhill. They had big,
Gain of about 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They had
and
some
16.
blowout
Ball at the
losses.
23-yard line.
to Warwick. And then Cedar Crest, they hung in there, tried to make a comeback, but weren't able to rebound. So they sat at 1-4 before beating LS, then got blown out by Wilson on homecoming night. Then got turned around senior night against McCaskey, shut out the Red Tornadoes, and then had their best game of the season last week against Penn Manors. That one goes through Almodovar's hands.
Pass intended for number 8, David.
But it's just been a
Almodovar
very
falls
up and
incomplete.
down season. There's been some
That'll bring up 3rd down and 16.
I guess
Ball
turmoil is the right
remains
word,
at
just
23-yard line.
unsettledness at the quarterback spot. They've had 3 different starting quarterbacks this season with Peter, Sess, and Harbaugh. And the defense, just every part has looked a little inconsistent this season, and that's probably why Hempfield's going to finish the season 4-6 and out of the playoffs. But as we said, I mean, they still have a good nucleus, you think, going forward, with a lot of the juniors back to return.
In my opinion, the highlight of Hempfield's season was beating Lampeter Strasburg when they were undefeated. That was an awesome game.
Oh, Harbaugh hit as he threw it. got leveled
Passing
in the direction of
number 11,
Jimenez.
Basilio Hadin Jimenez falls
Tim
incomplete.
Geyer, I believe, was
That'll bring up fourth down
one of the guys
and
bringing
16.
pressure, and
Ball
I believe
remains at the
Alberto was
23-yard
the
line.
other. It's 4th and 16. Not sure if there's much use to bringing out the punting unit right now, and I think they're going to keep the offense out there for right now. 4th and 16. They need the 39. Well, Hempfield's going to try something. Oh, Harbaugh's going to quick kick it again. Second time we've seen that tonight. Takes a nice bounce all the way down to the 36. So, you know, Hempfield's going to be in need of a punter and a kicker next season. Maybe Cameron Harbaugh can do both those duties. Both the seniors.
Quick kick by number 14, Cameron Harbaugh.
Both the seniors.
Looks to be a
Ethan
punt
Saunders.
of about 41 yards.
And
That'll put Township back out in the field on offense. Still have 1st and 10.
And Nick O'Neill, one guy I'll tell you about. Also, we did just get some word live right now in the 4th quarter. Dallastown is up 21-20 over Red Lion. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, we don't have official word on what other games would have to fall Hempfield's way. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in the back of the head. For now, though, Hempfield, they're spectators, as are we. We'll see. Now, the other thing to consider as we see the run forward.
Toss play to number 32, Shamir Alberto.
If Hempfield
Looks
does
to be
make the
gain of
postseason,
about
they will likely
9 on the play.
have a
They'll bring
rematch
second down
with
and
Township. So, you know, either way, their season, it may come at the end of their season may come at the hands of Township, whether it be tonight or in a week. But regardless, we'll see how it goes. And we will just have to keep an eye on the scores around the district and see if Hempfield by any chance makes the postseason, even at 4-6. Here's Alberto, though. First down, inside 3 minutes to play.
Toss play to number 32, Shamir Alberto. That'll move those Karpinski chains for another Manheim Township. First down.
Chains move.
Ball spotted at the 47.
First down. Ball at the 47.
Quick announcement here. If you have lost a wallet, if you're Daniel Stroud, we have your wallet up here in the press box. Again, if you are Daniel Stroud, please come up to the press box. We have your wallet. Thank you.
So it's been just a crazy type night. And there's a lost wallet that was found. That was just announced with the PA. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. As the clock will tick down to under 2 minutes to go after that play.
Handoff is to number 40, Michael DeJesus.
That's Michael DeJesus.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 8 from the 45.
Gain of 2 on that play. 2nd and 8 upcoming. And down to the final 2 minutes. Handoff goes to number 38. That is and Township looking to preserve their 3rd straight shutout. It's 3rd and 5, ball at the 42.
Township players have just dumped the Gatorade on their coach.
Coach Evans, that's your undefeated season, boys. Enjoy it. It's been a well-deserved one.
Oh, and they're getting another one.
Uh-oh, here we go. They're getting all the liquids here as it's brought down.
Toss play to number 38, Jesus Perez.
Toss to Perez once again.
Gain of about 2 yards. That's going to bring
there
up
they go
4th
again.
down and 3. Ball's at the 40.
4th and 3, ball at the 40. What a season it's been for Township. It will end in undefeated manner. They will take a knee, looks like. And I believe that may be the final play.
Number 6, Isaiah Jones with a kneel down. That will be a turnover on downs.
It'll be a turnover on
Hempfield
downs.
will take possession.
And the clock will stop with 23 seconds to play. Well, or will it? Now it's going to run. This might actually be the end of the game. We'll see. I don't think Hempfield has much desire at this point. Looks like we'll take the 49-0 loss. That'll be possibly the end of Hempfield's season. For Township, it's the end of their undefeated
with
season.
That kneel down for the first time since 1977.
And you hear it there.
Your Manheim
The
Township
first
Blue
time
Streaks have finished a regular
since
season
77.
undefeated at 10
First time in 42 years that the Township Blue Streaks have finished undefeated.
Your Manheim Township Blue Streaks are Section 1 champions.
And they are the
Ladies
Section 1
and gentlemen, give a
champs.
big round of applause for your 2019 Manheim Township Blue Streaks.
And that's how the Township season comes to an end for Hempfield. Their season may come to an end at 4-6. And the party will begin for Township. A perfect season is how it ends. So, Xander, I'll bring you in. Final thoughts on tonight?
I think Township has a lot to take away from this game. They've got excellent momentum heading into the playoffs, and Township may very well make it to be state champs this year.
And for Hempfield, obviously not the performance they were hoping to end their regular season, but they've got a lot to hang their hats on this season. It was a great year overall. Not the record maybe to indicate it, but they had a lot of great games. And if this is the final time we see a lot of these seniors, well, hats off to them. So,
yes,
for all of that,
nothing to discredit Hempfield. This Township has blown out pretty much every team there.
well, if you've been watching all season on HST TV 7, we appreciate your support. What a year it's been for the Black Knights. There'll be more sports to come in the winter and spring. We'll see if Hempfield makes the playoffs, but if they don't, and if this is farewell, for Colson Hunt, for Xander Hughes, Sarah Vanderlaan, Riley Klepper, Zach Rhoda, Jay Skibbins, Lance Kim, and Grace Monis, everyone that's helped us throughout the season, I'm Kasey Kreider, saying so long, and you've been watching Hempfield Black Knights football on HST TV 7.